Well, I'm at the dump today, and I'm going to try to dig up some bottles. There's some stuff here that I'm interested in. I picked up something here that was really good. I don't know where it is. I put it now, but let's try and get started and see what we come up with. Okay. Well, I've been walking around. This area is full of roots and bricks, and there is not much really under the ground. There's mostly on the top, but I found Henry K. Wampole and a Durkee's I've never heard of. The writing's along the top, and they got the Durkee symbol. I'm going to go over here to this pile in this direction and see what I can find. This area here, this big limb had fallen down the last time I was here, and it's covered up most of the ground, so let me keep going and see what I'll come up with, okay? Okay. Well, I'm scraping around the top. I'm not finding very much under the ground. Every time I get down in there, I find jars. But here, and look, right there, under the leaves, we've got a frosty. It's been out there for a while because there's some kind of thing growing on it. Let's see what else we have around here. The frosty was over there, and then we're coming over here. What's this? This is a hospital size for hospital use only. Okay, this is probably held something like swabs or stuff like that. That's a good bottle, hospital bottle. There's always nurses and stuff. If you go to a flea market, stuff like that will sell. So let's now go to the frosty. Let's keep on walking here. Ketchups in these jars, millions of them. They're just not worth even looking at. Here's something cool. I don't know what it is. It looks like a little perfume bottle. I like that. I always give things like this. I don't want to keep them really because I don't have a use for them really. I can sell them if I have the inclination to do so, but I give them away because people like them, and the people I give them to don't have the opportunity or can't go out and do what I do, which is, dig for this stuff. There's more stuff up here. Let me go back to my, I'm going to go and dig a big hole at the other end of the dump, see what else I can find. This here, something comes up here. Okay, if nothing, well, we'll go to the other part of the dump. So, there we go, little jar. Well, what pops out of the ground? An orange crush. No town, but it's a crinkle bottle from the 1930s. Tall one. I don't know what the ounces are on here. I can't read it, but that's a good find. This whole area here, now that here we go. This has a label on it. There's one of those old type flasks, I had just dug one at a home site, or picked one up anyway. It wasn't actually dug, but I'm coming up with stuff. What's this? And this is a little cylinder. I don't know what kind of bottle that is. Here's another one. I don't know what they were. Two in a row down at the bottom here. And I feel another bottle down here. It feels like I have no idea what it is. I'm sorry about the crazy camera work, but let's try this out. What is this? It has a label. I don't know if I can even wipe this label off, but I know this bottle. It's a whiskey bottle for sure, but I don't know. It's a wine. It says wine. It's a wine bottle. It has all kinds of little curly cues. I have a bigger one of these I found. So that is typical of the day. And you can see there's a pond. This area is producing stuff, but as you can see, I have wicked amount of. That's a drum. This is called a drum flask. You see that? It looks like a drum, and on the top it said, "You can't beat it." Yeah, that's cool. Not like, and another one of these. I don't know what was in there, but they must have liked them. And another one. Hey, and another one. Too bad they're not embossed. They're little doodad bottles. But I don't know. I'm looking for, there was a beautiful broken milk in here, and that's what I'm hoping I'm going to come up with. What's this? Looks like a part of a head. Oh, it is. It's a doll head. I like that. I'll take it. I'll throw it in the garden. You can see I'm coming up with stuff. It's all in here. There's a lot of roots. A lot of roots. But there's a lot of bottles in here. Let me get situated and see what I can find. And I'll get back to you. There you go. Just took up nefarious blue bottle. They call them poisons, but yeah, well, you're not supposed to take them internally. It probably was a disinfectant. White old tannum. Let's keep going. Well, I've been digging up some stuff. Here's a Merrick. It's a hospital jar with a lid on it. Probably had swabs in it or something. Another one of those weird wines. This one has the federal law on it, so it might be stronger than just wine. I don't know. But another one of those crazy looking bottles. And an Ed Penude. I even use this stuff even today. It's still around, and this has the baskets of flowers. That's a cool little 1930s, early 30s we're looking at here. I found a few other things, nothing great. But I'm heading in this direction. It seems like they're all in here, so let's keep going with this. Well, surprise, surprise. First of all, little Emerson drug bromo came out, but right next to it comes out a poison. Yes, my friends, a three-sided poison. Now, they're not rare. I find them once in a while, but there you go. I got a poison, a bromo, all these weird whiskey bottles. I'm going to keep going. I got this whole area here, as you can see, bottles all around me. So Who knows what's under here? Hopefully I find another soda or two, maybe even a milk. There we go. Yeah, I just had to record this. I might bring it home, but if you look, I don't know, the light's so good here. You got a whiskey flask from the 30s has water, groundwater in it. But if you can see there, it says Mellow was moonlight. I don't know. Has the moon. It's cool. I'm gonna take it. And I don't know what else, but mellow is the moonlight. I get some weird stuff in this place. Well, got my Coke here. It's just a local Coke. It looks like a 1931. So that's around the date I'm looking at here. It's a deep hat, though. I think it's a deep hat. Yeah, it's depatented, I think. No, wait a minute. Yeah, it is. So, got a Coke right there. A little bit further, and then I'm going to go. I think I've had enough. I have more bottles than I need, so in this one little spot, you can see they're all over the place. You know, a lot of stuff. So let me dig a little longer. If I find something cool, I'll let you know. But there you go. Okay, this is going to be it for me. I haven't found one of these in a while. The Glover's Mange Medicine. A nice good old brown bottle. But that's it. There's a lot more here, but I really have to go. I've got other business to attend to today, so this is going to be it for me. I'll be back. This dump just keeps on giving, so I will see you soon at the roundup. Bye. Hello again. Here to wrap up of my dig the other day at the dump, and as you can see, I sort of got a little out of hand here. I found stuff more than I thought I would, and I didn't really expect to get as many bottles as I ended up with, but that's the story. And it was a pretty good day all in all. And we're going to talk about some of this stuff briefly. A lot of it you already know that I've talked about before, and so I'm not going to go into depth on a lot of it, but you know, we're just going to highlight some of the stuff. Let's get the sodas out of the way because they're the most common of the bottles this afternoon. Coke, local. Again, we call Allendale, South Carolina. Why I keep finding so many Allendales is beyond me. The towns that were near this dump, there could have been a number of them. Hampton, Padoostum, and so did Estelle. But, you know, these come up. And this is a 1938 D-Pat, and it's in really pretty good shape. That was the last year, by the way, that these D-Pats were produced. The next year, you get they call it post office, but it's really the patent office. They didn't really change. That's how Coke did it. Here we have the standard bottle. It is a good old Orange Crush. It has a flash crack there. I just noticed that. Anyway, this came out around the same time, and it is a crinkle. This bottle probably was produced in this clear up until the 1940s. Then it went to amber, and it was a ACL. But there we have the old standby. We also have the Frosty. Frosty was a standard, and it is Lawrence glass, and it also from the late 30s. Running on over here to some of the whiskey bottles. I picked up this drum. You cannot beat it. I've had fifths of this, and they're in amber. This is I guess a figural, you want to call them. They're figural bottles. I don't know who put it out here. What's the company here? I can't see it. At any rate, it's a late 30s, and it was fairly popular. I find them once in a while. Over here, we'll go to keep with the alcoholic beverage. This bottle, I found out, was a Bird's Distilling from Louisville, Kentucky. This was a slow gin bottle, and this bottle is a small half pint, and so is this one, 2 half pints. And this had the label on it. I kept the label on so I could read it, because I was able to when I got it wet, and you could see Bird right on there. It has a Thunderbird. There's this whole bunch of writing, tells you how authentic it all is. And on here, the slow gin would be here on the center, and Bird's Distilling would be around there. And I don't know what this little spot was, but that's what this was. I went on the net to try to find some information on it, but no dice. There's Bird's Distilling, but not this one, not BYRD, apostrophe S. Could not find anything on this bottle, and apparently it's not being dug as much as I can think, because I didn't see any examples of this in the slow gin or gin bottle section of eBay or SD. You know, they carry all of them. Now, what we're going to do is talk about some wine bottle, and here it is, the famous Monarch wine. Now, you've heard me speak about Monarch before, and the info I got on Monarch is pretty extensive. Monarch started from two brothers, Indianapolis, Indiana, Marvos, John and George, in 1934, right after Prohibition. And right away, they became famous because they produced a wine that everybody's famous. Mogan David. If you know what Mogan David wine is, it's popular in the Jewish community as a Passover wine, and these are the guys who produced that, and it made them famous. So much so that Monarch Beverage is one of the biggest corporations around. They own a lot, and they produce a lot of wine. Their only competitor was Manischewitz, which is produced also in New York State, which is another kosher wine, if you want to put it. But Monarch was a big deal. They started, like I said, way back in 1934, and they're still going on. Conglomerate. They're a big wine company. So that's the Monarch, and you see they got their Monarch seal, and it's one of those wine bottles that actually have embossing on it. We're going to switch gears now, and we're going to now go and talk about some other pretty big hitters. These are going to be more on the medical field. Let's start with Glover's Imperial Mange Medicine. This bottle is it's famous. A lot of people have found it. This is an Owens, so it's before right before 1929, when that symbol ended. and Owens, Illinois took over. So this is an older bottle, and it went to Glover's Imperial Mange Medicine to Glover's Medicine. And this was New York. Now, this bottle started, Glover started way back in 1876 when a guy by the name of Fred Glover, or actually Henry Clay Glover was a veterinarian, and he tinkered around to try to find a cure for the mange, and he did. He was successful, but he didn't produce it really in large quantities back then. It wasn't until he met his a friend, and I forget that guy's name. I don't know why I forgot it, but who he met in a little town of Toms River, not very far from where I grew up. That I know Toms River. Been there, just the county seat of Ocean County. And when they got together, the business bloomed. It moved to Toms River. The building is still there, and it was very popular. It was so popular that from 1876 to 1993, it was there. Now, when Glover died in 1914, the original veterinarian, but his partner's son took over the business, and it flourished, and it stayed in Toms River for a long time. They had a warehouse in Lakewood, which was just up the road, and this was the place, and it's still, the formula is still around, and it's still used as a mange, and they also made other medicines for animals, but it was a veterinary medicine, and this bottle is very cool. Like I said, it's about 1929, and I really always like finding them. I have the hand-blown bottles also of that variant. We also have this bottle was probably an Epsom salt or a fruit salt kind of medical, and they call it a poison bottle, but how poisonous it was, it all depends on how much you took, I guess. I don't think it wasn't meant for internal use that I know of, and it's a pretty easy bottle to find in this time period around the mid-1930s, and I think that is, I don't know what glass company that is right offhand, but I'm in a circle, can't think of who would that be. Staying with the poisons, I found a bromo seltzer, which was a surprise, and it was still using the old style. And then, all of a sudden, what popped up was this three-sided poison. This is very popular. This bottle is Owens, Illinois, and it looks like a 1932. Looks like that. Well, let me turn it over. Let me this one. It might be, 1937. Yeah, so 1937. So they were up until 1937 still making this poison bottle. Strychnine or something went in it. People used it for killing rats and that kind of thing. Another big hitter I'm going to have to talk about is this one here. Merck, that's it. Merck. They were a German outfit starting way back, they claim, in 1600s. As a matter of fact, 1658 in Germany. And Frederick Merck, what he did is actually buy the pharmacy that he worked out of in 1827, maybe before that. But his son came over to America in the 1840s and opened a branch of this company. And they're famous for the guys who were able to extract heroin out of the opium poppy, out of the opium plant, and so they were a big producer of heroin. They also did it with cocaine. So these guys are the original dope dealers of their day, but it was totally legal back in the day, and they are still in business. Merck is, they're still around, and it's Merck Industries, and they still produce all kinds of chemicals. I just picked this up because that was the label on the cap, and it's an unimpressive bottle. There's probably, who knows what came in this, pills or some kind, or whatever happened. I don't know, really. Now, excuse me, staying with pharmaceuticals, I found this jar, no info on it, but it was just a hospital, getting choked up here, a hospital jar, and this jar was, probably had, swabs or something, that they would have used in an operating room or in a doctor's office, and it's for hospital use only, so. And this is, I've seen these from time to time. I have one other, but never really impressed me. I picked this one up because of, I've seen other people find them and thought of that. What else? Oh, here's another guy that I found some information on. Yeah, not much, but enough. This is Ingram's shaving cream. This is still made, by the way. I just read something where they discontinued one version of it, but it is still around. It's well loved by people. It was a mentholated shaving cream. Bristol Myers produced it in 1920, and it is still around today. It's made in England, I believe, now, from what I read. But this is, they also made a Ingram's milkweed in a white bottle. That was a skin medicine, for like a whitening or whatever. But this here was a shaving cream, Ingram's, and still popular, still even today. Everything else is pretty common. Ed Pinude. I should bring down my Ed Pinude bottle that I still use this stuff after shave. It comes in a bottle similar to this, but it's plastic now. But Ed Pinude's still around from Paris, and this is a also older version. After the late 1940s, this embossing does not appear. And we have some blue medical bottles. Another, I think this M is Maryland Glass Works. Now that comes to my mind. They produce all your blue, cobalt blue bottles. You can see Maryland Glass Works. There's also something in here. It has a patent date on this bottle. I don't know what came in here. Some kind of pills, maybe. I found dozens of these things. I don't know. I took some just because. And I don't really know what the date of this one is. It looks like, yeah, it looks like 39. So whatever went in those, that's when went in them. I don't know. This was a cool little bottle. Again, it looks like it's 38. It could be a perfume. It could be a cold cream. Your guess is as good as mine. This here is a bottle that would have had a syringe being used in it to extract. No, actually, I'm wrong, because inside there's see that little glass swab in there? So this could have been an eye or iodine. So that one was small, that's why I picked it up. And of course the Durkees, I've never seen this Durkees model, but it's an old one from the 20s. So all in all, I was pretty successful in finding stuff. I was glad to find it, and I'm off again next week. Don't know what I'm going to find, but I will be looking. So have a good day, everybody. Happy to talk to you all. And as you can see, I was pretty successful, although I really don't need all these bottles. But, you know, I'm addicted. What can I say? Have a good one, everybody, and we'll see you soon.